Ready or not?
Ready
Here I
or
go.
not?
Okay, so are we ready for the next one? Better be. So the next one is Romescu. Is going to talk about smart things and Spime. I'm glad it's not slime.
No. It's Spime. Spime me. Hello? So I think it's late, and I appreciate that you are here. So because it's 5 o'clock and you are here, and after 10 hours of, information, what I want to do is to bring you in our evolution. How do we evolve as species and then technical? So I don't know if you can see this. So the quality not so well, but I can tell you about. So we as human beings started to be hunters, and then farmers, and then miners. And I told everyone, so 21st century, miners are the developers. So you can see down a hackathon. You know what a hackathon is? Yeah? Okay, wonderful. So because you know what a hackathon, I mean that the others have no idea what a hackathon is a developer party. People are coming together, write 24 hours, 48 hours of code, and then everyone is happy, make a team, and exchange all their ideas and minds. So do you know what is, from the technological point of view, interesting at the Washington Monument? Know someone? No? I have a phone here. If someone answers to one of my questions, I will give him this phone. So you don't know. So in the monument are 3 kilograms of aluminum. Why aluminum? Why? Because at that time, you had something, it was the most expensive from all the minerals. Some years later, when the electrical process to build bauxite was invented, aluminum was coming down, the price was coming down, and today is a commodity. So we use aluminum in everything, in cars, planes, and so on. Another very interesting point of view is the Sears home motor. Why? Because it was so expensive that they sell, as a product, and you can use this around your home. So you can use this in vacuum cleaners. You can use this in washing machine. Where is Mike? Mike, here's your washing machine. Sears washing machine with the engine, electrical engine. So Mike will come after me. So he will make a cool presentation on IoT. But the products disappear in infrastructure. You can see here an engine, an electrical engine. So we transform everything in computers. We transform computers in cars. So this is a transformation from computer to cars, not from car to computers. That's very interesting. Here, for example, you know what is this? This? Know someone? No. No, excuse me. Next. 45, after the war, after the Manhattan Project, Vannevar Bush has the idea to build a Memex. Have you heard about Memex? Yes? Okay. So the Memex was the first internet. Why? Because they had the idea to index information, but they had, just analog technologies. They had microfilms. So here's a clock. Can you find a metaphor for clock to transform this in digital? The clock is a computer. You know why? Because it's tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. So today in a computer, how much clocks do we have? Such a clocks. So in high-speed computers. You cannot imagine. You cannot produce this. So information is fast. For some years ago, was a company in Amsterdam called Lyre, and they have an augmented reality browser. I think it was 2010 when they win the Context at the Mobile World Congress, and they receive an investment for 40 or 50 millions. So what is interesting here is that you take the phenomena from outside, transform this in electrical information, and then you can augment this, and our cognitive receives this and understands this and build a new reality. So one of my, I think it was Boris. He talked about augmented reality. He has a cool presentation with registration. He put something on top. That's very cool. I love this. But we must go to the next step of development. So information is material. You have, for example, today, a lot of 3D printers, and you can build everything with them. I can tell you everything. And you have scanners, infrared scanners, and you can scan everything in depth. So you heard about the Tango project? Nobody? Tango? Tango, we dance, Tango. I don't want to say the company, but it's a very cool project. So you have on a Tango device, you have an infrared sensor, and you can build, you'll see later, you can build a 3D model from everything. So you have smart shoes. You know how old is this project? Excuse me? No. Don't exaggerate. It's 2006. It's just 9 years. So you can see here you have everything inside. It's Internet of Things inside your shoe. So 3D telepresence. I organize DroidCons, and my dream is to be, in Himalaya, to stay on the mountains and see, now I'm in Bucharest at the DroidCon, and I see everything. I make an immersion directly in the DroidCon conference. This will be the future. And it's today, guys. It's today. It's not the future. You heard about Augmented World exhibition. Was 2 days before in Santa Clara. And these guys, so you can beam directly in the conference content. So that's very cool. It's today. So the next step will be the surrogates. Who saw the film Surrogates? Bruce Willis. Was good, or? So you have today surrogates. I love these guys. So take a look at these guys. So they see nothing around. They see it's not my friend on the right, on the left, but they see what is happening in front of the robots. So teleport. I love Star Trek. When I was a kid, I was looking, Star Trek was for me, this is the future. When I'll be big, I want to be, like Captain Picard. Everyone wants to be from my class, Captain Picard. And I want to be beamed, I don't know, somewhere in the space. So this was my dream. And what we have today, teleporting things. So I told you before, we have the scanners, we have infrared scanners, we can scan the space. If we will have big printers, 3D printers, we can build everything. We scan here everything and build, I don't know, somewhere in Australia or in Fiji. So a new project, Soli. How many people played with, for example, with Kinect and try, to make, wonderful, great. And they try to, to make, how can I say, it was a film for some years ago, Minority Report. And everyone was making something like this. So I think it's a replace for gym. So you don't have to make sports. So you make, you make gestures everywhere. You build everything. But this is much better. So Soli will help you to make mini haptic, micro haptic. So it's much easier to feel something on your finger. It's like, I have my old classical watch, analog watch, and I move everything. I feel this. So this is very good on Soli. Okay. So you see, it's very easy to understand. It's very, from the point of usability, from the point of touching. So then we'll have closes. So we can build connected material. We connect everything with everything. Well, what about, to have your jeans? And when you put your hand here to happen something. So Cristiano told me, hey, don't talk about feminism and so on. I will not talk. So because I wanted to say something and I will not talk. You can be sensor grids. So you move your hand on the pants and you can do something. You don't need projectors. You just move on your jeans and it's happening something. So Brillo. How many people heard about Brillo? You know what Brillo is? Yeah, it's a project, yeah. So Android, they take out from Android the kernel, the whole, the device management, and the connectivity, and it's Brillo. And I 100% that we'll have Brillo on a lot of smart things in the future, because it's very easy. The guys that are programming Android, how many people are programming Android here? Oh, great. Then if you win this phone, you'll be surprised for something. OK, I don't tell you more about. So that's Brillo. Smart things. We are thinking every time, everything is smart today. Car is smart. Wash machine is smart. Everything. We have smart, smart bulbs. We have smart light bulbs. We have smart TV. So Samsung built from a computer a TV. From a computer, a smartwatch, watch. We build everything from computers. So when you design something for the future, think about, take this and build from this the smart thing. Not take things and put a lot of hardware around and make something that make no sense. So back to the Spime. How many people heard about Bruce Sterling? OK, great. How many people read books? Future books, cyberpunk? No? From my point of view, please make this. Because the guys that are writing cyberpunks or future books bring you to ideas, new ideas, open your mind. I was a developer. I was programming 20 years. I was programming C++. And I was reading all the time and trying to think, how will be the future? What can I make to show the others, hey, this is the future? So what is a Spime? A Spime is a smart thing, from my point of view, that is location aware. What is meaning this location aware? You take a look here, for example, and know, OK, I'm in Bucharest. I'm in exhibition. I don't know how it's called this. Exhibition, yeah, conference. I am in the DevTalk. I am in the mobile and IoT stage. I am with Dan. I hang on his pants, and so on and so on. Second, environment aware. My device will talk to your device and say, hey, guy, my guy, makes this and this and this is a cool guy. Your device will say, OK, wonderful. Mine makes this and this and this, but here is too warm. Let's go outside, because outside, the sensor from outside tell me, it's not so warm. And we have a beer here. So I imagine the future. So this is Spime. Second, self-logging. The big problem is you have a device, and every time logging, security, problems, and so on and so on. The device in the future must be self-logging. So I have no idea how can we build from the, maybe Rizwan will think after this talk, how can we build a self-logging device? They have no problem to log everywhere. They have no problem, the environment to trust this device, because this is the problem, trust. People, so two people meet somewhere and one trusts the other. Why? Because they started to talk, because they have something in common, because they can build empathy. So documenting. So my smart thing will tell you all about his trip, all about his meetings, all about, you can imagine everything. Everything will be documented. You have a history of everything for my smart thing. So I think in the future, Spime will be like your pet, will be like a pet. So you take care about, you talk with, you have a relation, a personal relation. So how many people think about the symbiosis between man and machine? So I think I'm a little cyborg because I broke my heel, and when they operated me, I said, hey, put me an NFC tag there. I was thinking, why? Because what I'll do in an airport when, every gate will start, security gate will start to make, how is Dan? Dan is coming on the airport. It's a cyborg. I pull my device, boof, and I show you, hey, this is my leg. Take a look. Titanium is here, is my leg. So it was a joke. But I don't make so good joke as the guy in the back, Cristiano. So I want to come back and talk a little about augmented ubiquitous. So what means this? It's the symbiosis between augmented reality, ubiquitous computing, and IoT. I imagine, for example, when I come in 10 years in this hall, I have my lens, and these worlds, if I don't have this, will be white. No color, no paper, nothing. No waste of resources. I put my lenses, and I come in here, and I see everything. Everything what you see right now, what is, at this moment, IBM and so on, and you will see everything. So you don't waste resources. At my home, I come home, I don't have no switches, no physical switches. But I love when I come home on the left, to have everything. To have my switch on the left. So my switch will be on the left, because it will be augmented on the left. So for my daughters, will be down because she's smaller. So I have no problem, with the switches to build one up, one down. This will be the future, in my opinion. And now I have a film, inspirational film for you, and I hope that we like you, and after the film, we'll have a series of questions. Please.
A Declaration of the Independence of Cyberspace, as written by John Perry Barlow at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, on February 8th, 1996. Governments of the industrial world, you weary giants of flesh and steel, I come from cyberspace, the new home of mind. On behalf of the future, I ask you of the past to leave us alone. You are not welcome among us. You have no sovereignty where we gather. We have no elected government, nor are we likely to have one, so I address you with no greater authority than that with which liberty itself always speaks. I declare the global social space we are building to be naturally independent of the tyrannies you seek to impose on us. You have no moral right to rule us, nor do you possess any methods of enforcement we have true reason to fear. Governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. You have neither solicited nor received ours. We did not invite you. You do not know us, nor do you know our world. Cyberspace does not lie within your borders. Do not think that you can build it as though it were a public works project. You cannot. It is an act of nature, and it grows itself through our collective actions. You have not engaged in our great and gathering conversation, nor did you create the wealth of our marketplaces. You do not know our culture, our ethics, or the unwritten codes that already provide our society more order than could be obtained by any of your external impositions. You claim there are problems among us that you need to solve. You use this claim as an excuse to invade our precincts. Many of these problems don't exist. Where there are real conflicts, where there are wrongs, we will identify them and address them by our means. We are forming our own social contract. This governance will arise according to the conditions of our world, not yours. Our world is different. Cyberspace consists of transactions, relationships, and thought itself, arrayed like a standing wave in the web of our communications. Ours is a world that is both everywhere and nowhere. But it is not where bodies live. We are creating a world that all may enter without privilege or prejudice accorded by race, economic power, military force, or station of birth. We are creating a world where anyone, anywhere, may express his or her beliefs, no matter how singular, without fear of being coerced into silence or conformity. Your legal concepts of property, expression, identity, movement, and context do not apply to us. They are based on matter. There is no matter here. Our identities have no bodies, so unlike you, we cannot obtain order by physical coercion. We believe that from ethics, enlightened self-interest, and the common weal, our governance will emerge. Our identities may be distributed across many of your jurisdictions. The only law that all of our constituent cultures would generally recognize is the Golden Rule. We hope we will be able to build our particular solutions on that basis. But we cannot accept the solutions you are attempting to impose. In the United States, you have today created a law, the Telecommunications Reform Act, which repudiates your own Constitution and insults the dreams of Jefferson, Washington, Mill, Madison, de Tocqueville, and Brandeis. These dreams must now be born anew in us. You are terrified of your own children, since they are natives in a world where you will always be immigrants. Because you fear them, you entrust your bureaucracies with the parental responsibilities you are too cowardly to confront yourselves. In our world, all the sentiments and expressions of humanity, from the debasing to the angelic, are parts of a seamless whole, the global conversation of bits. We cannot separate the air that chokes from the air upon which wings beat. In China, Germany, France, Russia, Singapore, Italy, and the United States, you are trying to ward off the virus of liberty by erecting guard posts at the frontiers of cyberspace. These may keep out the contagion for a small time, but they will not work in a world that will soon be blanketed with bit-bearing media. Your increasingly obsolete information industries would perpetuate themselves by proposing laws in America and elsewhere that claim to own speech itself throughout the world. These laws would declare ideas to be another industrial product no more noble than pig iron. In our world, whatever the human mind may create can be reproduced and distributed infinitely at no cost. The global conveyance of thought no longer requires your factories to accomplish. These increasingly hostile and colonial measures place us in the same position as those previous lovers of freedom and self-determination who had to reject the authorities of distant, uninformed powers. We must declare our virtual selves immune to your sovereignty, even as we continue to consent to your rule over our bodies. We will spread ourselves across the planet so that no one can arrest our thoughts. We will create a civilization of the mind in cyberspace. May it be more humane and fair than the world your governments have made before. Davos, Switzerland, February 8th, 1996, and read in New York City, July 30th, 2013.
Thank you, Boo-Boo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And the last sentence I want to tell you is, don't let the immigrants destroy your world. You are the guys that are building the future. Not the government, not the secret services, not the immigrants in the cyberspace. Hopefully that this was a little, bring you to the next step and build the real cyberspace. Thank you very much. And about the device, who will write the best tweet at Romescu and Tech Talk will win this device. So I will give this device at the party at Bereria H.
Yep, at 8 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you very much.